Hello and welcome back to Assorted Beefs, where I talk about anything I want to that doesn't fit into niche tea for any particular reason. I want to talk about the situation that's been unfolding over the last 2 days between Gabby and the Craft Mix cocktail mixer company. Starting with the overview, Gabby is a fitness and nutrition influencer who is very big on TikTok. She has over 1.2 million subscribers. I want to say up front that Gabby is a trans woman. This has absolutely nothing to do with the situation we're talking about here. This is also not your opportunity to unleash your transphobia in the comments. I will shut that shit down. Everyone stay on target, please. And then on the other side, we have Craft Mix, which is a small business cocktail and mocktail mixer company. And specifically, we have Sarah, who is the social media manager for Craft Mix and manages their TikTok account, or appears to anyway. 2 days ago, Gabby posted a video where she did a review of a PR box that was sent to her by Craft Mix. The summary of the video was that this wasn't a product she would choose to buy because it is, again, cocktail mixers, and she didn't notice that it was also mocktail mixers. So from her perspective, she's like, why is an alcohol company sending me stuff? If they know me at all, they know that I don't drink. And again, as I mentioned before, she's a fitness coach and nutritionist. So for her especially, she has very strict standards for what she chooses to include in her diet. And she was very put off by the first ingredient in the mixers being fructose. She goes on to say she actively avoids fructose in her diet and it's unhealthy and unnatural. I'm not going to be making any commentary or deep dive into the claims on her side or the other side as far as nutrition or anything like that. That's not my expertise level. I'm gonna just tell you what was said. In the end, basically, she says this just isn't a product for her, and she expressed throughout the video, but again at the end, that she was surprised that this was sent to her and that she didn't feel like any research was done before this was sent. She also made a point to say that this was sent to her unprompted. And all those points are reiterated in the caption of the video, as well as, again, like, why would you send somebody alcohol? The term alcohol was used. Then Sarah, the social media manager for Craft Mix, stitched that video and made a response video apologizing for the confusion and addressing some of the points Gabby made in her video. Predominantly was to say they didn't send it unprompted. They did reach out to Gabby's support team first, and they confirmed that yes, it would be okay to send this PR package to Gabby and gave the address. So they made a point to be like, we don't just send stuff like this to people. We really want to check and make sure it's okay. And the other was to clarify that there's no alcohol in the products that were sent directly to Gabby. They do not, as a company, send alcohol or produce alcohol products. They're only mixers. Sarah then went on to say that they did intentionally choose Gabby for this because they thought it would be a good product specifically for Gabby. Reason being, one of the primary reasons they made the company was to make equally good cocktail and mocktail mixers so that everyone can kind of be included in an event, because we all know there are like awkward situations for people who are sober, sometimes in environments where they want to be able to participate in a drinking type of engagement, but they can't because they're not drinking. And the goal of the product is partially to be able to give an alternative that still is like a fun thing that you get to do when people are drinking, that makes you feel like more involved, and also probably takes the pressure off for those situations where people are like, why aren't you drinking? Which is a societal issue we need to address, but then we're not going to talk about that. And then the other reason that they thought this would be a good product for Gabby was because it was designed to be a healthier option if you're looking for more of like a fun cocktail-y, mocktail-y type drink. Craft Mix asserts that all their mixers are fat-free, sugar-free, soy-free, dairy-free, gluten-free, allergen-free, non-GMO. I think that's it. And uses only natural ingredients, or at the very least, the sugar is natural. They make a point to say that it's not high fructose corn syrup, it is fructose, the natural substance. I want to clarify though, I don't know if Gabby didn't like the ingredients because she thought that it was high fructose corn syrup, or if knowing that it was fructose or whatever they're claiming it to be, like a natural version, she still was like, no, I'm still avoiding this. I don't know that piece. It's not super clear. This response is widely very well received. A lot of people say like, hey, I'm glad that I was able to find this as an alternative, even if this isn't something that Gabby specifically wants to be using. I would like to do that because I do drink and I am looking for this type of alternative. So ultimately it seemed like it worked out, and Gabby did update the caption of her original video to clarify the 2 points that she had factually wrong, which was that they did not send her alcohol and they didn't actually send it unprompted, and Gabby's team did give the go ahead and they just didn't tell Gabby about it. So that's why Gabby thought it had been sent just out of nowhere by Craft Mix. Gabby also included in the caption that their response was very kind. So that should have been the end of it. but it was not. I'm not sure the exact order or timeline, but two things quickly happened after this all concluded. One was that Gabby blocked the Craft Mix account, and Sarah from Craft Mix claims she doesn't understand why. She says she was in the comments of that original video from Gabby answering questions and clarifying things, but that there wasn't any like vitriolic back and forth or anything like that going on. And then the other was that Gabby went on a live stream and continued to talk about the brand. Craft Mix got a hold of a screen record of this live and has continued posting videos talking about the things that Gabby was claiming during the live and responding to those things. Each of these videos pretty much shows a clip of a claim that Gabby made during that live stream and then has a response to that particular topic. One was about the founder, and according to Gabby, she heard at some point that the founder was someone who just starts a whole bunch of new businesses and just drank a lot as part of that process and wanted to find a way to sell alcohol. The founder of Craft Mix directly responded to that and said that the business was made when he was a kind of broke bartender, was the term. And the reason he wanted to make the business was because he has people in his family who he's seen how they haven't been able to enjoy alcohol or alcohol environments because they have their own intolerances and allergies and stuff, and so it's a lot harder for them to participate in drinking culture or anything along those lines. So he wanted to create something that would be more inclusive, and that also includes the fact that these were meant to be mocktail mixers as well. He really wanted something that anybody could enjoy, whether they had a particular intolerance or also just didn't feel like drinking but still wanted to be part of a particular experience where a group of people were enjoying cocktails. Another video shows a clip of Gabby specifically saying that they market themselves as an alcohol company, and that was part of why she was confused. And to this, Sarah shows a picture of the package and where it says for cocktails and mocktails on it. Another just shows two clips. The first is Gabby claiming that they were referring to themselves as a health food in the initial response to Gabby, and then it cuts to the clip of Sarah and her saying a healthier option, so saying like this is Gabby misconstruing what they actually said and that they don't claim to be a health food. And they have made a video more in depth talking about the fructose versus high fructose corn syrup and like where their sugar is sourced from for their mixes, etc. Since that was a particular point of contention. Gabby hasn't made any follow-up statements on this yet, but has been actively blocking and deleting people who are leaving negativity on her page. Please don't do that. As always, as a trans woman, tons of people are using this as an excuse to be transphobic at her and generally just drive vitriol towards her. She's allowed to block and delete anyone she wants for any reason. I want to remind people of that. Blocking people is not a sign of guilt. And especially as a trans woman, she has to be able to protect herself. And comments on the original video have now been turned off. But there are also a lot of people actively supporting her because they trust her nutritional advice and they see her as an expert who knows what she's talking about. Then on the other side, Craft Mix has gotten a lot of really positive attention from this. A lot of people are saying that Sarah deserves a raise for how well she handled this as a social media manager for her company, and I agree. As some of you may know, I've been working in media and advertising for over 15 years, and I think she's been doing a fantastic job. It seems like a lot of people who are interested in this type of product have found the brand as a result of this, so I think that's really great, and hopefully at the very least Gabby and Craft Mix can go their separate ways and be neutral going forward. And hey, if Craft Mix needs more people to send stuff to, I volunteer as tribute. My P.O. box is in my bio. I don't use it for anything. I work from home and I'm a garbage human most of the time. I'm sure this would be a net benefit to my life to improve my cocktail consumption a little bit. Remember, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.